Once you've piped your flowers, there are a couple of ways to add touches of color to really bring them to life. I'll show you a couple of real simple ways using color mist, pearl dust, and color dust. Let's start with color mist. Color mist is really fun. It's like spray painting, and depending on how close you put it to the flowers, you can get a really pretty bold color or just a nice soft touch of color. Color mist does come in several colors, and there are even metallic ones, which are really pretty cool. Before we get started, we'll need to line our countertop with either wax paper or parchment paper so that you don't stain it. It'll help if you're wearing an apron because the mist might get a little bit on you, so keep that in mind. Here I have some buttercream and royal icing flowers. Both of these have set. This is really important because it needs to be dry to the touch so that it can grab the color. And I'm going to test this a little bit just to make sure that I have the right coverage. I'm going to do it close up and a little farther away. All right, so let's try this. First I'm going to do it a little closer so we get a more bold color. Just in little spurts. You can see a nice bright orange. I'll do another one. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do a lighter, more of a mist. So I was at about 6 inches when I was doing the bold, and for a lighter mist you're going to want to be about a foot away. You can see that the edges of the petals are just picking up a little bit of the orange. Wow, this color looks really cool. See how rich that color is? I can keep my icing white and still get this vibrant color. I love this soft color effect. This mist adds just a little bit of color and it's really delicate. This is such a great shortcut when you're short on time and you don't want to color icing. Just use short bursts because you don't want to oversaturate. Your color will start pooling and it'll melt your flowers. Now let's try some of my favorite mediums, pearl dust and color dust. These are actually powders. The pearl dust is shimmery and the color dust is matte, and they both come in a number of colors. So let's try these out. I'm going to be using my decorator brush. Because we're using a lot of brush strokes, you only want to use these on dried royal icing flowers. So I've already poured out a little bit of pearl dust and color dust. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply some pearl dust all over this pretty flower so you can get a sense of how this works. Maybe a little bit more. It's giving it a really pretty shimmer. You can either put it all over or you could just put it on the edge of your petals. Keep in mind that you need to do this on a royal icing flower because if you try to do it on a buttercream flower, the buttercream would just like fall apart. Just a little bit here on the edge so you can see what it looks like if you don't cover the whole flower. That gives you an idea of the pearl dust. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the pink color dust, and I'm just going to go ahead and pick up some color in the middle to give you an idea of how that can work. Most of the color's in the center, but a little bit of it is out towards the edge. The fun thing about these dusts is you can add lemon extract to intensify these effects even more. Lemon extract is the key here because it dries quickly. Just make sure not to use too much or it's going to break down your flowers. Okay, so let's try this. I've gone ahead and added some lemon extract to the dust. Just a few drops is all you need. So I'm going for an all-over effect with the pearl dust first to give you an idea of how you can get a really intense metallic look. Again, make sure you go about this in a gentle way. I'm mostly just doing it on the tops of the petals, but you could cover everything if you want to. Or for a more realistic look, you know, you could leave some of it just the natural pink of the icing. So now I'm going to go ahead and use the color dust. I'm going to blot it just slightly because I'm only going to do this just on the edges of one of the flowers that I already color dusted. And I don't want very much liquid in there. Let's give this a try and see how it works. If you can just go just for the edges, it's pretty forgiving. You know, if you want to go back with a little bit over the top with more of a dry brush, it'll work with you. There you go. It gives you an idea of how you can intensify it. You can see that the pearl dust is more intense. It becomes really metallic. And the color dust is almost like paint. This is going to look amazing if you paint just the edges of the petals, which I more or less did, and I brushed a little bit of it in. And there you have it. With just a few simple techniques, we've been able to add some beautiful color effects on your flowers.